how much money it took to operate it over the last 20 years. Now, but remember, Democrats, they never worry about stuff like that.
It's a building. It's a building. Let's point out, by the way, we still got about 6,000 troops on the ground at Kabul International Airport. They got to stay there till we get all American personnel out safely. At the same time, also trying to get as many of our Afghan partners out as possible. But I don't feel strong emotions about the embassy.
Okay, well, no one's saying a building is more important than a human, but it's a big cost to the taxpayer. It's just this ridiculous dismissiveness. It reminds me of the Minneapolis mayor's response. Remember during the riots, the George Floyd riots, when they lost a building that I think is fairly important to the safety of its own residents?
The symbolism of a building cannot outweigh the importance of life. The building is just bricks and mortar. It's a building.
It happened to be the 3rd police precinct. Really important to the safety of the community. He didn't care. So losing wars, botching missions, both have huge consequences, but most liberals don't even care. Not even, by the way, when it ends up that Americans get killed.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided
Americans died? It actually does matter. The bottom line is Democrats care more about the well-being of non-citizens, the safety of migrants and refugees. Everyone wants everyone to be safe, but American citizens, you bet first. The well wishes that we have for people in need, we're Americans, of course we do. But Americans first and foremost, because that's the duty of our politicians. Now, remember though, deep down, liberals think America's racist and wicked and can only really be fixed after it's completely transformed. That means you got to bring in new people. Kurt, the left, they're just so fanatical about their agenda. They don't really think all that much about the collateral damage their misdeeds and mismanagement both cause.
Well, Laura, it's not important to them. It doesn't matter at all. It's literally not a consideration. That's why when you're arguing with some of these fanatical liberals, you'll offer facts and evidence, and it just goes over their heads because all they care about is their own power. Anything they can say or do that will increase their own power or tend to support increasing their own power in the short term, they will say. So one day, they're defund the police. That doesn't work. Now they're fund the police, and we were always for fund the police. And Oceania was always at war with Eurasia. You can't reason with these people.
Now, one of the things they think will end up maybe curing America, because we have to be cured of our evil. I mean, this is what the far left believes, is that we need to bring in people from other countries who are just better than the average, certainly better than the average Trump supporter, Kurt. And that includes tens of thousands of refugees that they end up, I guess, vetting, and we're supposed to trust them. Watch.
We need to make sure that every one of those individuals that we know put their lives on the line are out. If that means we have to stay longer, in my estimation, we should do that. That means that even if we have to bring more troops in to make sure that we can get them out safely, we need to do that.
Kurt, the Dems want to risk American lives on the ground for longer in Afghanistan for refugees who may not even be refugees. Some of them are, but we don't know if all of them are. Is everyone who ever worked for an American contractor as a driver, does every one of those people qualify for special immigrant visas now? Is that the new rule?
Well, Laura, we could have figured it out. I mean, we had a long time where we had a president who knew what he was going to do. In fact, he increased the time to do it. And you would think that a superpowers government would have the capacity to go through and screen people and decide, yes, this is a person who risked his life for Americans, and we're going to take care of him. And this is a guy who we don't trust.
There's not a lot of vetting going on at the gates of the airport. Who's checking authenticity of documents? Absurd. Kurt, great to see you as always. All right, you ever been up in arms over the latest LaToya Cantrell mandates, the mayor there,